Welcome to episode 3 of Project Paper Street.
Yes, welcome.
As it's called.
Well, so far.
Lots and lots of news to go through. I have like a page and a quarter of a page of stuff. And beforehand, it was only like half a page. We got a lot to talk about. So, firsthand, something I kind of missed last episode was that MGS5 has a demo that's coming out. We talked about this, I think, Thursday.
This is kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's a demo that's costs money. It's one level of MGS5, and that's all you get. It's apparently, like a lengthy level or something, because MGS5 is open world now, so it's kind of like a replayability sort of level thing, but still $20 if you want to buy it on current gen, and $30 if you want to buy this demo on next gen. So, of course, most games cost $60, so this is kind of like buying half of a game, except that half of a game is only one level. So, so that's great. Don't buy this, please.
I wouldn't buy this.
No, don't buy this, because then you're telling them that this is okay, and
then other people are going to start doing it.
Yeah, so bad. MGS5 also exclusively on PlayStation consoles will have a classic Snake mission where you can play as Polygonal Snake from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Speaking of games that have done this before, didn't Gran Turismo do this?
Did what?
Gran Turismo 5?
Oh yeah, it was a prologue.
Yeah.
But it wasn't...
Same kind of thing.
It wasn't
right?
one level. It had a bunch of cars and it had a bunch of tracks.
Oh.
So it was more than, one level.
I see.
So yeah, it's the kind of the same concept, although I forget. I don't know if Gran Turismo 5 Prologue was sold at full retail price.
I think it was.
Yeah, probably. But let's not let this trend continue. Please.
Yeah, right now we're going at, one game is doing this per every 5 years, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
David Hayter is still not the voice actor for Snake. Did you know this? I forget if I ever talked to you about this.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone knows that.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I asked you if he was offended by Hideo Kojima, and he said no.
Nobody knows.
No one really... Oh, I thought you said that he...
Oh, well, I mean, he was on Up at Noon with Greg Miller, and they interviewed him, and they talked to him about this, and said stuff like, was there anything wrong? Did they ever approach you? Stuff like that. And David Hayter's like, nope, they never even came up to me.
And what was Konami's official response to this?
I don't know if
I think that they just said that they wanted a different sounding scene.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, I don't remember it word for word, but it was probably something along the lines of we wanted a different voice, or we wanted a younger Snake, or something like that, because it's a different Snake. It's not Solid Snake, it's Naked Snake as an older person, but still younger than, say, Old Snake, which is weird. It's Big Boss, basically. But the weird thing is that the Japanese voice actor is the same as it's always been for Snake. So they didn't change the Japanese voice actor, they only changed the English voice actor. So Colin Moriarty thinks that something went wrong, that David Hayter asked for too much money or something. Something happened between them, and that's why he's not in the game. I don't know what to think of it. I do like David Hayter as Snake, so... I don't know. We'll see how this new guy handles being Snake. Last thing about MGS5 is that Greg Miller has described it as Peace Walker 2, which I'm very happy about, because...
Open world?
Yeah, because Peace Walker I really liked, even though it was restricted, because it was a handheld game. So, of course, no dual sticks, not as good graphics compared to every other console out at the time. But having an open world Peace Walker in the same vein, if it's as good as Peace Walker was, then it sounds like it'll be a very good Metal Gear game.
Okay.
So yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Next up is Infinite, Bioshock Infinite DLC. Burial at Sea Episode 1 came out. If you don't have the season pass, it's $15. It lasts about 3 hours, which is quite short for something costing $50, as well as an add-on to an already existing game. And then reviews for it have been slightly mixed. Some people like it, some people don't. So basically, it's like one of those games where you kind of have to try it out for yourself before you really know how you feel about it. So, but you really like Bioshock, so I think you would like it fine.
I don't think you do.
I think it's okay. I don't like it as much as you do. So
that means you hate it.
Oh, whatever.
That means you're an evil person because that's such a great game.
Okay, well, I think it's a good game. But yeah. So I think if I try, I don't think I'll ever actually play it because it's a lot of money. I didn't buy the season pass because I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to. I don't know. Season passes are
gay.
Interesting. Like they do save you money, but they're kind of like.
Wait, your PSN Plus membership doesn't cover that?
No, it doesn't. Well, I mean, I save money. I've saved hundreds of dollars using PlayStation Plus. So out of those hundreds of dollars that I've saved, I could spend it on this, but I'd rather spend it on something else, like Last of Us DLC. Which Last of Us also had a season pass, but I just don't. I don't like season passes for some reason, because you don't know what the content's going to be. So it's like, sure, you save maybe $5, but what happens if $15 of that $20 you spent ends up being bad or mediocre, and you should have only spent it on that small, like, $5 edition that you could have got separately.
Yeah.
So the only season pass that I did buy was Borderlands 2, because I knew I prophetically knew that every DLC for Borderlands 2 was going to be good.
Because it's so addictive?
Yes, because I love Borderlands 2. The funny thing is, though, is I bought the season pass for that. I still have not completed the first DLC pack for it.
Still looking for that Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition.
It has a blue cover, so look for a blue Borderlands. And make sure it has 2 in the title. And
I'll make sure.
And it has a guy who has 2 guns to his head. So, next up is PlayStation 4 reviews. Right now, the highest rated game is Battlefield 4, followed by Resogun, Assassin's Creed 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Killzone Shadowfall, Contrast, and last but not least, well, actually it is least because it's at the bottom of the list, Knack, at 56.
I'm sorry, Mark Cerny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And the highest rated Battlefield 4 was 87, all from Metacritic. Average, basically. So talk about Killzone Shadowfall, because you have a PlayStation 4, and you also have Killzone Shadowfall.
Well, let's start with the PlayStation 4,
yes.
Actually.
Talk about the PlayStation 4.
Alright, so my initial... what has it been? 3 days? 2.5?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today, technically, I guess you could say.
Okay.
The whole weekend.
It feels a lot like Xbox 360.
In what way?
In the sticks, the controller, in the new non-cross-media bar interface.
Is that a good thing?
And in how I have to now pay for...
Or a bad thing?
PlayStation Plus. It feels like they made a lot of mistakes in the last generation, and so now they're trying to just, like, they overcompensate and go in the other direction, like making this a lot like Xbox 360, but also maybe the console that PS3 should have been the whole time.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, what I've seen from it, watching you play it, and also watching videos, it does look very different. I don't know if I would say Xbox 360. Although it probably, it kind of does take inspiration, but it doesn't go all the way.
Right.
Mostly because Xbox 360 has a very interesting UI that has changed greatly.
Now it's the console with the headset.
Yeah, that's another.
You have to pay for online.
Yes.
All that stuff. And the sticks on that controller really, really remind me of Xbox 360.
Even though they're not, like, offset.
Well, the way that they're indented.
Oh, yeah. Kinda, yeah.
And they're smaller.
They are?
Yeah, they're smaller than the old DualShock.
Huh. I never paid attention to that. Interesting. Did you know that if you have any headphone jack, like for this,
you
could plug in this into the controller and it would play all of the game's audio.
Yes, I did.
Have you used it?
I haven't yet, but I'm going to use that a lot for
me too.
that, and then I'm also going to stream music through my controller. That'll be cool. I'm going to see about getting, what do you call, Spotify. They should release a Spotify app on PS3.
Yeah.
Then I could.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now all they have is the Music Unlimited
But yeah,
service.
So getting back to PS4, there's not too many features right now.
Have you used the share button?
I haven't. Well, I pressed it once on accident, and it brought up this share screen, and I'm sure I could have
done something.
Yeah, and I think I read a message that said that all of my gameplay is being recorded automatically.
It is.
And I was like wow, like blowing my mind.
The thing I look forward to the most is the Twitch live streaming, because I have a Twitch account mostly because I watch other people and I like to comment and interact with them. But actually being able to use it, because I've tried to use it once on the laptop to live stream stuff, but due to PC complexity, I was not able to do it successfully. At least not in the capacity that I wanted it to. Like, it would live stream my PC screen, but I couldn't actually get a game to be full size and to be captured. So it was really weird. But with the PS4, I've seen people do it, and it's so simple.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy, and then high full resolution. No problems.
And if you have the PlayStation camera, you can interact with them via the PlayStation camera.
I might do that.
That looks cool. That's why I would probably get a PlayStation camera, to be to answer, I guess, questions, even though I probably wouldn't have many people.
So the controller now has a touchpad on it, which I could not be more happy with, actually. I really could not be more happy with it. It's like a second D-pad.
Interesting.
The way it's used in Killzone Shadowfall is to manipulate your owl, which is that little robot that follows you around. And you slide up, and it's like pressing up on the D-pad, and you can set it to different things, and it responds so instantly. It really is like a next
gen.
What would you say? You got the action buttons, and then you got the D-pad.
Oh yeah.
And it's like an extra set of buttons. Things you can. Yeah.
Cool.
And then clicking it is easy.
What does it do when you click it? Like, if you're playing Killzone, if you click it, does it do anything?
Killzone, nothing.
Nothing.
But I could see it being really cool and useful and fun to play with. What do you call it? The Playroom, PlayStation Playroom.
Oh yeah, that pre-installed game.
Yes, but you would need a camera, I think, for that.
For a lot of the parts of it, yeah.
Yeah. But getting to Killzone Shadowfall.
Yes. How is it?
I am disappointed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How so?
I am disappointed with almost every part of it.
Really?
As a huge Killzone fan, I like the other two more.
I'm sorry. So what parts of it are disappointing? Start with single player. What's wrong with single player? The story.
I'd say the story has never been very good in a Killzone game.
True.
And I think it actually is done better here.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit better in storytelling. The characters aren't annoying.
Like
Rico or whatever.
Yeah.
In the old games.
That guy.
You play as a new protagonist who's, you can deal with him pretty easy.
How much profanity is there? Because in Killzone 2, Rico...
There's not much.
Okay, good, because Rico would just spout out.
It seems like, even though those characters were annoying and stuff...
Do you miss them?
The series had a lot of, character. By people like Vasari.
Yes, Vasari.
Radic. Sev. Rico.
Killing Vasari was probably the worst thing for them to do.
Yeah.
Because that opening speech... in Killzone 2.
And then that's segues very well into like my whole point here is that it just doesn't have the same, I guess, character as I just said as the other two. Those had
soul,
I guess.
That's what I refer
I mean, you turn on Killzone 2, and this crazy Hellgas March music would turn on, and all the voice acting is good. And in this game, you boot it up, and it goes to a blank, motionless menu.
Yeah.
No speech, nothing really about the universe.
Have you beaten it?
No, I haven't.
How far do you think you are?
I've got to be most of the way done.
Okay. What was your favorite mission so far?
There was this mission when you're hopping around on trains.
Interesting. Reminds me
and there's these high speed train collisions that can happen.
Oh. So is it better than Uncharted 2's train? No.
But,
okay.
And then I don't like the guns as much. I don't like... here's something that might surprise you. I don't like the graphics.
Really? See, I remember I was watching you play it, you were kind of not impressed, even though I'm still very impressed with the that second level, especially with the forest, when you have to like climb stuff and go into the forest and kill people. Like that looked, I don't know, to me it looked really good. Why aren't you impressed though?
Well, as a fan of the Killzone series, I'm used to it looking dirty and almost bad looking, so bad that it looks good.
Gray.
I don't even think gray, because they did have a color palette in those other two.
Yeah, three more.
Three,
so.
I'd say.
Yeah, three
because of the snow level, and there was
like three the most,
there was that
too.
intro in the was it like that Helgan jungle place?
Oh yeah,
I really enjoyed that the look of that place. I thought it was pretty
interesting.
creative. Nothing like that in this one.
No.
I guess maybe that forest scene, but it was just like a boring forest.
Yeah, it was mostly... I liked it more for the lighting. The lighting, I think, looks really...
Yeah, what do you call it? There's a heavy emphasis this time on stealth.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
So it's kind of like... It reminds me of Crysis now.
Some people have compared it to Crysis, mostly in terms of graphics, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean... back to graphics, it just looks too crisp.
Yeah.
To be a Killzone game.
Too clean to be Killzone.
Too clean cut to be a Killzone. And I just loved that about Killzone before.
Interesting.
The ISA assault rifle.
Yeah.
Doesn't return the way I remember it.
Aww.
And that was one of my favorite guns of all time.
That gun's awesome.
It returns, but it's got like this different little sight on it.
Oh, it's not the holographic.
It's kind of strange. It doesn't have like that almost bouncing around but in the same spot sort of feel to it.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I love that gun.
Makes me just want to...
Makes me sad.
Makes me want to play Killzone 2.
It makes me want to play Killzone 3, which I'm holding Killzone 3 to be kind of the best.
Yeah, I still like 2 more so, even though I haven't completed either of them, like completed the single player to the...
So multiplayer.
Talk about multiplayer.
It's always been enjoyable, but I don't think that it has the best class system. I give that to one of the other two. Not the best guns.
It has 3 classes, right?
3 classes, yes. That's the
so what
support,
are they?
assault, and the what do you like scout. And there is one sniper rifle in this game that is very, very badass.
Is it the one used in the single player, or is it that one that we've seen in the multiplayer? Where it's like
bolt action.
Bolt action. Yeah, I think that was the one we see on the multiplayer.
It is very powerful and very deadly. Takes a long time to reload.
Interesting.
But it's so cool. I love using it. The cloaked sniper kind of returns, but not in the way I liked it.
Why not? What?
Because you can't shoot your gun while you're cloaked, which takes away everything that was cool about it away.
Well, then you can only use it to hide.
You can knife people.
Yeah. I mean, mostly you can use it then to, like, stay in place and hide, I guess?
Yeah, if you're, like, holding territory. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, that sucks.
And then the saboteur doesn't return, which is the person who can dress up as someone else, and I thought that was really fun.
That was a cool power. It was very annoying, though, when it was used on you.
Oh, I was good at spotting those dudes.
Yeah?
And so now when I'm playing, I'm shooting my own teammates whenever they come towards me.
What was I gonna say? Oh, can you? Because I remember in 3, you would like level up and you could choose what to unlock or something.
Yes, there are challenges now.
Okay.
Like Call of Duty.
Is it like kill?
Where say right now I'm trying to unlock a some kind of attachment for my ISA rifle.
Okay.
And the way I have to do that is to get 50 stuns and 100 kills with the rifle or something like that.
Okay. So are they very specific? Like that's the only way you can get that?
Yeah, because when you go to that little icon to put that attachment on, it'll be like, no, you can't do this. And then look at the challenges. And
so if I like wanted a sniper something, but it required me to use like a heavy machine gun, and I hated heavy machine guns, there would be no alternative to getting like that sniper that I wanted. Hypothetically,
right.
Yeah. Okay. That sucks.
You can't hold. I mean, you can hold guns outside of your class.
Yeah.
From fallen enemies, but you can't spawn with them.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking like, I guess not like using that example, but say like I want the sniper rifle for my sniper class. But the challenge to get it is only specific to like getting knife kills. But I suck at knife kills.
Well, you have to do them.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, that sucks. Because
that was kind of like the second one.
Yeah.
I think the second one had the best progression system, the best ranking, the best like with the awards you would get, the ribbons.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't remember much.
I guess and the party mechanics I thought were the best. And here's another thing that I don't like about the third one.
What?
Shadowfall is the maps.
What's wrong? What's wrong with them?
They're just boring. There's just not enough choke points. They're just not compelling.
What was your favorite map in 3?
It'd have to be the Frozen Dam.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, was that that was the one they had in the multiplayer, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Well, I mean the multiplayer. The beta. I think that was the one they had in the beta.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember that map then.
I love that one.
That was cool.
And in Killzone 2, they had great maps, but then they also came out with map packs.
Yes.
And those were really, really fun.
There was one map pack that brought back my favorite map that I would play with bots in the first Killzone. It was one of those. I forget what it was called, but it was pretty cool. I mean, it's hard to describe it because it was gray and brown and dark.
And then I'm used to Killzone maps being like full of crazy things like clouds with lightning on them or just like sandstorms that are wisping around you. And I understand that it's not on Helghan, but they seriously need to bring back that sort of theme because I thought that was kind of Killzone's theme there.
Yeah. Do you think if you were put in charge of Guerrilla, where would you bring Killzone next with the next game?
Either to Helghan or to outer space.
Okay, so how would you bring them to Helghan though? Because isn't Helghan like a nuclear wasteland now?
Well, they go back to there, and then because they wear those masks, they can still live there. I don't know.
Okay, and then outer space, would it be like a ship-to-ship combat?
It'd be like Dead Space. Here, that's something I did like about the new game is the zero gravity segments.
Yeah.
Other people didn't like it, but I loved it. It showed off the power of the new, what do you call it, the new system.
The Z-axis.
Looked very pretty.
The Z-axis.
Yeah. I thought it was a good diversion from the regular gameplay. I was like, wow,
cool.
I'm floating.
Yeah. So, so Polygon gave it a 5. IGN gave it an 8. So I was just wondering what you thought of some of the things that they had to say, such as enemies. Are they hard to make out? Like if you see enemies in the distance, is it hard to like separate them from the environment?
I think I can, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because they've got red glowing stuff.
Yeah, see, people kept saying that, like, it's, the Hellghast aren't as, like, distinct as before. But when I was watching you play it, they looked the same.
Yeah.
They also complained about the objectives not being, like, seeable.
That's true. I got tired of that.
Yeah, that I kind of noticed was because remember in 2, you would just press down on the D-pad and it would be like a little arrow.
It is like that still.
Yeah,
but it's hard to see that arrow.
Yeah, but it was also different because it would be closer to you, and it wouldn't just be the objective, it would be this is the path to get to the objective.
Okay.
So it would be like arrows that you could just spam them as you're walking, and they would constantly pop up a little bit farther in front of you, a little bit farther. It's like a breadcrumb trail, so to speak. So I noticed that in Killzone 2.
Boo, gorilla.
And then and then the last thing is the extended slow moments.
Adrenaline.
No, not that. As in, like, remember, the one that they complained about was, you must have gotten to it, the part where, like, you're going onto the Helghast side of the wall, and you have to go through, like, security.
Yeah.
Apparently that's, like, really long and boring.
Well, I didn't feel that way.
No, okay.
I thought it was actually pretty cool.
Okay. Well,
because you start on, like, the Vectin side, and, like, everyone's all... What would you call it? Like capitalist and like us basically.
Yeah.
Living a normal life, and then you go over there and it's just like you've gone to hell, and everyone's all poor.
Yeah, I don't know why would people want to live with a Hellcast?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah. So is there anything else you want to say about PS4 and Killzone?
Despite all that I'm saying, I'm walking away pretty impressed.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to people?
Yes, although not Killzone Shadowfall.
Okay.
Especially to fans.
Yeah.
Of the series.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So what do you... Well, you haven't finished yet, but like, what are you leaning towards as like
for score-wise?
Yeah, like a score.
If I had to score it, I'd give it an 8.
Okay. That's cool.
Same as IGN.
What do you think is going to be your next purchase?
Probably Battlefield or Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I would say Assassin's Creed.
It looks really sharp.
Yeah.
And it's about pirates.
Which we'll talk about when we talk about Uncharted. That's a teaser. So next up is there is a Second Son bundle with PlayStation 4 that you can get. No price, no other details except you can buy the game with a console.
Are you gonna get that?
Yeah. Yes, I will get that. Release date March 21st. Interesting tidbit: Titanfall, which is also held as the Xbox One's killer app, releases March 11th. So basically, the PS4 and the Xbox One's killer apps, for me personally, and for other people I think as well, like these are the games that are like the games to get, more so than anything else right now. Will both be launching very close to each other, 10 days apart, which is funny considering that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One launched a week apart. That their two biggest games that everybody's looking forward to will also release very close to each other. So it's... it's just funny to see the two of them go at it. But the thing is I don't know if you saw this, but apparently Major Nelson on Twitter, who is like...
Did they post on Sony's page?
I don't know if they... No,
I think that they did.
Yeah, okay. But they, on Twitter at least, they released an image saying, congrats, PlayStation.
Yes.
On your,
on a successful launch.
Yeah, and then USP, Shuhei, Ever Lovely, responded saying, next week is... he said something like, thank you, next week is your week, something like, I don't know, something respectful back. So...
Something very Asian.
Yeah, probably. But it's really cool, because if you remember at E3, Sony kind of, put a jab out there and said, unlike other companies, we support gamers, and everybody was cheering. And now they're kind of, like, I don't know, it's weird.
They're evenly matched now.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Can you imagine if they had never dropped their policy on...
Oh god. It would be so much different.
It would be overkill right now.
It would be interesting. Well, it would be interesting because most general consumers probably wouldn't know. And then internet, of course, would be still absolutely outraged and refusing to buy it. But then, come Friday, we would actually see if the internet matters or not. And now it will ever remain a mystery as to whether or not the policy changing would have actually affected anything. Because imagine like an alternate reality that we could travel to, where they kept the policies, and then we could like grab their sales charts and bring them back to our world, and then compare them to our world sales charts, and see if there's any like correlation. Like imagine if it was exactly the same. Like like it was just exactly the same sales as they had before, or more. Like oh man, like that'd be crazy. So yeah, but
like it actually takes off, and like people really want to support developers and stuff, and so like we're buying Xbox One only.
Yeah, that'd be such an interesting alternate reality.
And then, like Sony loses third-party support because they don't want to sell games on their platform because they can just be resold and resold.
Yeah, they turn into Nintendo.
PS4 is basically Pirates Bay.
The Pirate Bay. Torrent on PS4.
Yes.
Yeah, so speaking of
PS4 Pirates Bay app.
Speaking of PS4, it has sold 1 million in the first 24 hours. Over 1 million.
Is that good?
That's really good.
For a console.
PlayStation 3 sold 200,000 in its first week. Xbox 360 sold 350,000 in its first week.
So this is insane.
The Wii U sold 1 million in its first month, I think. Yeah, it's a really
so this is like big
successful.
A big deal.
Yes, it's a big deal. So the most interesting thing to see is will the Xbox One follow suit?
Match that, or will they get a lower score and then
999,999 consoles
release it to
sold
the public as they usually do?
Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, 1 million PS4s in the first 24 hours. That's really cool. That's like, man,
that feels good to be a PlayStation gamer.
Yeah, so the numbers are
we at PlayStation
already pretty high.
Used to sort of being everyone's bitch,
especially in the PS3.
Being looked down upon.
Yeah, so the tide has turned. I still think that the Xbox One will sell as much or more than the PS4, but we'll see. I could be very wrong, but we'll find out.
Is that statistic worldwide?
Next week? No, I mean the PS4 only launched in North America right now.
That's right.
So really, it's only in North America. So imagine it's launched in Japan, where that's basically its home.
Dang.
Which is next February. I want to say.
It's mother country.
Yeah. So also Europe, it hasn't launched in Europe, which is another Sony stronghold. I mean, really, North America is its weakest,
and it's killing.
And it's selling a lot more than anything else. So it's really good. So Sony's probably very happy with themselves.
Imagine Jack Trenton.
He's just rolling in the dough.
Yeah. I'm happy for him.
Yes.
I'm happy. They had to pick this whole thing up out of the gutter.
And redeem themselves.
About, what was it, like 5 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. It's very different from the PlayStation 3 launch. Fallout 4, lots of teaser stuff showing up for Fallout 4. Bethesda has registered a few URLs in like Europe or something. There's this teaser site that was registered through like a third party but has been connected to the mother company of Bethesda. So the storm is kind of forming. Fallout 4 in the distance, it'll come out. If it were to be announced, I would expect it to be announced at the VGAs. What do you think?
What about Uncharted?
I think that'll be at the VGAs.
Can we get to that next so this thing isn't like 2 hours long?
It's only 41 minutes. I told you, Uncharted's going to be a separate thing.
Yeah. So
that we can do the video for it. Look for that on Illustrious Magic on YouTube and Project Paper Street on Tumblr. So Spike, speaking of Spike, VGX Awards are what they're called this year for whatever reason. Game of the Year nominees are BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5, Super Mario 3D World, The Last of Us, and Tomb Raider. What's your pick?
Okay.
What do you think?
What do I think is going to win?
Game of the Year, right now.
Last of Us.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I think, everyone who's played both games probably would give it to The Last of Us.
Probably, but we'll see. I think there could be a surprise winner for some reason. I don't know. Like I feel
Tomb Raider.
I feel it in the back of my mind.
This year's Game of the Year.
Yeah, I know, that's weird though. Tomb Raider was
Lara Croft.
Tomb Raider came out January last year. It's almost been a year since that came out.
Yeah, but It did do very well.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, the reviews were good for it, but it's just weird that a game released early in the year is still remembered enough for it to be nominated for Game of the Year. Because, usually you forget about games. Like, I mean, Dead Space 3 was released January. There's a lot of games released January that people have probably forgotten about. God of War Ascension, Gears of War, Dante's
Inferno.
Devil May Cry, Ni no Kuni, which also got nominated for a few things. So I'll just go through it really quickly. Some standout pickouts for me that I kind of enjoyed or just kind of noticed as interesting was for Best RPG, Ni no Kuni was one of them. For handheld games, basically all Nintendo. The only Sony game was Tearaway for Best Handheld of the Year. Voice actor-wise, Troy Baker, both as Joel and Booker, are separate nominations. So basically, 2 of the nominations
are the same guy,
which is really funny.
I wonder if Nolan North is jealous.
I think he has too much money
because he was Mr.
jealous.
Okay,
he has so much. He probably has so much, and he gets to be in Uncharted, which probably will be really, really big. Soundtrack. Ni no Kuni got nominated for Best Soundtrack. So did GTA 5 and Last of Us. One of the best songs that was nominated was "Will the Circle Be Unbroken," which is played during the ending. That's a really good song. I bet you that will win. Most anticipated games are Destiny, Titanfall, Watch Dogs, which is funny because that would have come out tomorrow if it hadn't been delayed.
Yep.
Witcher 3, which is also old PC exclusive, now coming to consoles, and South Park: Stick of Truth, which I don't care for. So,
does anybody care for that?
Apparently some people do. I don't know why. And then last thing to wrap up is current gen is not dead. I have a list of games that will still be released on current gen systems, such as Final Fantasy X and X-10 HD Collection, Gran Turismo 6, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, The Witch 100 Nights, which is a small little Atlas game along the vein of Dragon's Crown, Catherine, and other such vanillaware titles, which are really good. South Park: Stick of Truth, Dragon Ball Z, Warriors of Z, Watch Dogs on current gen, Wolfenstein on current gen, Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Thief, Destiny, which is releasing on current gen, which I forgot, actually. Mad Max, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Edition, and Dark Souls 2, which actually is getting a lot of buzz about it. And more. But those are the standout releases that are still coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, unless they're exclusive, of course. But they're still, these, I look at these games and I'm thinking, these are actually still pretty good games that will probably do really well on current gen. So current gen's not dead, of course, not yet at least, but next gen is very much upon us, and I believe by next fall there won't be any current gen games coming out that people will care for. Besides sports games, but I don't care about sports games. So that's it. So how do you want to close out?
This.
Got 15 minutes left. Well, we gotta give our battle cry.